Hello, my friends. Welcome to your July energy tarot card reading, your pick a pile reading for July. Just wanted to start off by saying happy birthday to Cancer and Leo. Happy birthday this month. Some main dates that we're looking at, we have July 12th, we have a Mercury Cazimi. Mercury's going to be like in line with the Earth and the Sun. Mercury's really, really close to us, so there'll be a lot of downloads that are coming in there. It will be in Cancer, so we're looking at family and hidden truths, conversations, emotional patterns, memories, things like that that will be heightened during that time. Then we're moving into a new moon in Cancer, so those are going to be emphasized. Then we are getting out of Mercury Retrograde. Mercury will be direct July 23rd. But remember, most of this month we're going to be in retrograde. So our communication and our electronics and lots of confusing things going on there and how we can help that. And then July 29th, we have a full moon in Aquarius. So moving from Mercury direct into full moon Aquarius is great because we are going to get a lot more insights, a lot more intellectual insights, looking at how we can better communicate not only with the collective and our community around us, but how we can kind of internalize that as well. The readings are 6 cards. What hidden truths or emotional patterns can I uncover? What can I release, especially around the new moon? What new intention should I focus on, especially if we're looking at home, family, community? It's a really good time for maybe around the new moon to do a home cleansing, a house cleansing. How can I share in the collective or in my community? What boundaries should I reinforce, or what self-care should I focus on? And where should I look for those new truths and insights because of this full moon in Aquarius? The decks you get to pick from are, we have the Universal Waite, which is kind of like the Rider-Waite, just different colors. And we have a Lepidolite generator there. This is a stone for calm, peace. I busted out the Golden Girl Tarot that I got recently, and it looks so fun. So we're going to play with this, and I put a Lemurian clear quartz here. That's for emotional healing and amplification of those intentions that you have. It's really good too for unlocking memories and getting nostalgic. Then I have the Shadowscapes Tarot right here, and I've got an Amethyst generator here. And that's going to help on focuses with the community and some spiritual insight and how to protect your energy a little bit. So those are your decks and your stones. Take a deep breath. Pick your pile. And once you've selected it, go down to your timestamp and go to your reading. Okay, welcome Group 1. You picked Pile 1 with the Lepidolite generator. And we are looking for something calm and soothing. We want to feel a little bit of peace here with a little bit of light. So we're going to do a little bit of a shuffle here and see what your cards are going to say for you here. Okay, what hidden truths or emotional patterns do I need to uncover? We have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. What can I release right now? We have the Wheel of Fortune. What new intention should I focus on when it comes to the home, family, community? We have Judgment. How can I share in the collective or my community? We have Page of Cups reversed. What boundaries do I need to reinforce on, or what self-care should I focus on right now? We have the Eight of Cups reversed. And where should I look for new insights or new truths? We have King of Swords reversed. Okay, so I'll move this up a little bit here. We'll start here with the Nine of Pentacles. What hidden truths or patterns are you trying to uncover? Usually the Nine of Pentacles has a feeling of success, of knowing what you want, going forward with it, being satisfied with the results, and just kind of sitting in those achievements and getting the most out of that you can. I think here, because it's reversed, those hidden truths or emotional patterns are maybe you feeling unsatisfied. Maybe, you know, we're in July now, right? And if you had goals this year, we are halfway through the year. And we are going to be going into eclipse season next season, and then we're going into fall and our harvest season. So this is our last month to really put effort into those big goals that you had this year, to take the energy that you can in this solar season to put energy into those goals. I think you're having some difficulty with looking at your accomplishments so far this year and maybe just feeling like you haven't gotten as far as you've wanted to at this point. And you know, we still have half a year. It's just not going to give you the big boost of energy going into August and further this year. So when we're trying to uncover these hidden truths, look at yourself, look at your goals. Did you set too large of goals? Was there a trip you had planned this year? Was there a work goal that you were trying to accomplish? Was there a family goal that you were trying to accomplish? And then deconstruct it, break it down, kind of see what smaller steps could you be taking to move forward with that. So I think that's what we need to uncover is break down the goals that you've had this year and put them into bite-sized pieces and then reevaluate. This is the perfect time to reevaluate this year with what we have going on. So uncover the pieces of your goals this year and what you wanted to accomplish this year and see if it's still valid or if we can make them smaller goals. Okay. What can I release? We have the Wheel of Fortune. When I look at this here in something, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune's a heavy card. There's a lot of symbolism going in there, and it can go in a lot of different directions. When we're talking about what we can release, especially when it comes to patterns, because we're really talking about patterns a lot this month. The Wheel of Fortune is a visualization of patterns. There's seasonality in every year. There's the different months and the energy that we put in. Like what I was saying, summer is a high energy season. Winter's a low energy introspection season. And the Wheel of Fortune is here to remind you that the seasons keep turning. No matter what happens, we hit bumps in the road, we win the lottery, you know, we get into great relationships, we get into terrible relationships, we make friends, we lose friends. Things happen to us all the time, and it's always cyclical. That is just a big part of life. When it comes to what we can release, I think here we need to release some expectations, I think, of control, of that everything we've laid out is just going to happen in a linear fashion. Because nothing's truly linear, right? Even as we progress from day to day to day, we look back on our memories and the things that have happened to us in the past. And those things create a big part of who we are. And we need to look at those patterns. We need to learn from those patterns, and then we move forward. But we're always in this flux. And the more that we can connect with the seasonality of our life and surrender to how those seasons work, things flow easier. Things happen magically. I like to use the word magic, but it just, things work better. So releasing control and expectations are going to be a really big part of your work this month. Then what new intentions should we focus on, especially when we're focusing on home, family, the community, the collective? New moon is in Cancer, and that is the best time to set those new intentions. When we look at judgment, this is a sign that we could be looking at the rewards of our hard work. But it also means that we have to wake up from stasis. We're going into a season here, especially toward the end of the month and going into August, where we are going to get new insights, new downloads all the time. We're getting messages from the universe on how to best live the years we have in our little meat suits that we have, right? When it's about setting intention, I feel right now it's about just listening to those messages. And sometimes those messages come in a dream. Sometimes it's just you seeing the same signs or patterns over and over and over again, and you need to be able to decipher those into what's next. Where do I go? How do I move into the next cycle? So what intentions will actually get you there? This could also see, especially when we're talking about our family and the community, how are we judging those around us? And what can we do, and how can we set intentions that can bring our collective together, so we're all on the same page and we're all driven to the same path? So those intentions could mean I am going to reach out to 5 people I haven't talked to in the last few months or years, right? I'm going to be more active in my community. I'm going to do more charitable work, or I'm going to just connect with the people that are close to me and make those relationships deeper. So what kind of intentions like that would most fit what you need in your life right now? And again, that's just listening to the signs and listening to your insights. After we do our releasing work and surrender to the messages the universe has for us, it will become clearer. And then how can I share in the collective or my community? Page of Cups is a very imaginative card. Page of Cups is all about looking at all your options and kind of playing around with what could make you most happy on your path. And right here it's reversed. So I'm thinking it's talking about, like, take some of those fun things that you love to do. Like, look at your hobbies that you really, really enjoy to do, or especially ones that maybe you haven't been doing for a while because, you know, life happens. And sometimes we feel a little bit of guilt going and playing with our hobbies and doing the things that we really, really enjoy. Sometimes we can get overwhelmed by the things that we enjoy. So Page of Cups reverse is telling us to narrow that down and pick a couple things that are sustainable for you and again, for fun, for you to play. And once you kind of lock down some of those things that are really, really relaxing and calming for you. Remember, we're talking about calm, peace, relax. This is where we're going in this message here. Once you lock those down, then start putting out those feelers and connecting with people that share those same interests. And that will open up a lot more opportunities for you to make play and your hobbies and relaxation a priority in your life. I mean, we're about to move into self-care here, but this is kind of talking about self-care here too. Because you do need those times. Again, we're only on the planet for a certain amount of time, and you need to be able to enjoy that time too. And not focus so much on those linear successes and those little, notches on your belt there, right? We're here to enjoy the experience. So narrow that down to something sustainable and something that brings you the most joy, and then reconnect to those communities, and that is going to fill you up and bring you energy and give you balance. So what boundaries to reinforce, what self-care to focus on. Okay, so I felt a lot of self-care here, but we've got 8 of Cups over here, and usually 8 of Cups, if we look at that, the symbolism is sometimes finishing a project, but sometimes finishing it and leaving it incomplete. This can be really hard for a lot of people to do so much work and then decide at that point, I need to walk away. We have it reversed here, so I do feel like there is, and the way these are stacked, you see how it's kind of like a wall. This is a boundary, right? And sometimes we need to close ourselves off from things that might be overwhelming. I feel a big connection between both of these, where if you're dialing deep here on things that you feel that are incomplete, or you don't feel like you are connecting with the goals that you're trying to finish this year, and maybe you might be pushing yourself in directions, kind of spreading that energy in a way that it's not focused. And, when you're spinning your wheels and you're putting a lot of energy into things that aren't accomplishing anything, whether it is home, work, financial, important things that we have to do while we live on this planet, and then balancing that with things that we enjoy and just tasting the fruit of life, if we're exerting energy in a way that's not productive at all, we're not gaining anything from either spot. So the boundaries I feel like you need to put up are the boundaries of requirement. Like, what do you feel like you should be doing? What do you have to be doing? And reevaluating some of those goals, and like, do I really need to actually complete that? It's hard to walk away from incomplete projects. Sometimes you can feel guilty. Sometimes you can feel like a failure. But the wheel turns, it comes back around. You're going to find new perspectives on things that when you look back on these incomplete projects, it's not going to mean much. It's going to be a blip in your past, and that guilt and that, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just dropped that. I mean, sometimes that means not finishing a degree program. That might mean quitting a job that you've put a lot of time in, but you just hate doing it. Don't feel like you have to have the loyalty to a project that just makes you miserable. So the boundaries I want you to put up, the self-care I want you to put up, is being able to let go of the strings of things that aren't serving you right now. Just close it off, shut the door, put it in a little mental box in your brain, and then put it on the shelf. Okay. And then where should I look for new truths and insights? So going into the full moon Aquarius, it's air sign, and look, we've got a sword card right there. We've got King of Swords reversed. So King of Swords usually has a lot of stuff put together, knows where they're going. There's a lot of clarity and focus, and being able to put together a project, see the outcome, very linear. But we have the King of Swords reversed, which sometimes can mean like someone that is not necessarily mature in that field. So I think this Aquarius season, like moving into the full moon Aquarius, is going to feel a little wibbly wobbly for you. But this is the time for focus, and this is the time for those downloads and just getting the information that you need to be successful going forward. If you're doing this, if you're learning about the things that you can let go so that you can really, really, really make a concentrated effort in July for the things that you actually want, it's going to lead you when we go into August, which is going to be eclipse season, and it's very introspective, but also eclipse season tends to illuminate hidden things. So if you are prepared for some insights that maybe be a little uncomfortable, right? We're going to be looking for signs, right? That's what Judgment's saying. So those messages might come to you. They might feel overwhelming. They might feel confusing. But going into August and then going into the harvest season, you can be introspective about those and get some really, really deep, meaningful things out of it that will help you going forward. I think there is this reading to me is all about potential energy. It's not about the push, 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 go, go, go. I think, like I was saying, July is going to be like your last month of a really good push of seasonal solar energy, right? But in this reading, I'm just seeing that this month, you don't need it. I don't think you need the push, push, push. I think it is just going to be a time for introspection, because going into August and later, there's going to be a lot of meaningful connections you're going to make, especially because you're going to connect more with your community, and you're going to see a lot more about yourself that's going to make you feel more fulfilled. You're going to see that your goals are going to shift. And I think that means that you're going to just have a deeper connection with yourself. So I hope that resonates for you. If anything really stood out or meant something for you, please put it in the comment. And if you'd like a personal reading from me, my Ko-fi link is in the description. I'd love to set that up with you and maybe go deeper into this, okay? Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Hello, group number 2. You picked pile 2, which is my Golden Girls tarot deck. I'm so excited to use this. And you selected the Lemurian quartz point here. It's for emotional healing and amplification. Lemurian quartz is a wisdom keeper, and it taps into memories that you might have in the past. And that's kind of one of the reasons I went with the Golden Girls deck on this, because sometimes we like to sit in some nostalgia. This show is very nostalgic for me. So I hope you selected this because you like a little bit of fun, and hopefully we can get some meaning out of these cards for you too. So I'm gonna do a quick shuffle. Let's see what the Golden Girls have to say to you. All right. What hidden truths or emotional patterns do we need to uncover? Got the Seven of Pentacles. What can I release? We have Six of Pentacles. Believe me, I shuffled this like crazy. What new intentions should I focus on, especially when it comes to home, family, and the collective? We have the Tower reversed. How can I share in my collective or community? We have the Four of Cups reversed. What boundaries can I reinforce, or what self-care do I need to do? We've got Six of Cups reversed. And what should I look for as far as new truths and insights? And we have the Empress reversed. Okay, what hidden truths or emotional patterns do we want to uncover? We have the Seven of Pentacles. In the Seven of Pentacles, we got Blanche here, and she is celebrating a lot of hard work and getting the fruits of her labor. So this is, looks like she's decorating a Christmas tree, but she's actually plucking some fruit. It's because she put a bunch of work into it. It's fruiting, it's healthy, it's growing without her intervention, and now she can just be satisfied and enjoy all the hard work. This is a harvest feeling card. When it comes to what hidden truths or emotional patterns you can uncover, I think at this point right here, I mean, we're moving from that new moon in Cancer. We have a lot of emotional energy going on this month. And I feel like it's time for you to enjoy that. Enjoy all the work that you've been putting in. It seems like you've been doing some really, really good effort, and in a really positive way, in a productive way. Like the energy you're putting forth, you've been very focused, you've been getting things done. And I think now is a time to reflect on what's been working, because things have definitely been working. And now you can enjoy, sit back, kind of relax a little bit, and just enjoy it for a moment. Like, the harvest isn't over yet. There's still going to be stuff to do, especially in your home life. I'm feeling like maybe, like the energy I'm getting is like you just finished a remodel of your house, or you just cleaned the garage and it looks so nice, or you just got back from a trip with your family and you have all these awesome photos and memories that you can kind of reflect on. That's kind of the energy I'm getting on this. So it's about, you've accomplished something really, really big that took a lot of work to plan and to accomplish, and now you can kind of just enjoy it for a little bit. The insights here are, what did I do well? And how can I keep doing that, right? We always want things to go well. But yeah, put that in your little cookie jar of awesome things that you've been doing. What can I release? We have Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles shows itself as generous. You see Blanche here, and she's bringing some gifts, and she wants to give them to people. But if we know Blanche, we know that she always has another motive, right? So the Six of Pentacles is about generosity, but also in a way that it still makes you feel higher than someone else. Like you are more superior to the people that you're giving to. When we're talking about what can I release, maybe they're looking inward, looking at these accomplishments that you have made. Definitely awesome. But what did you do to get there? Like, did you overspend? Again, if we go back to like remodeling or a good vacation that have really, really good memories and really awesome stuff that you get to enjoy, but did you do it in a way that maybe you didn't prepare yourself for the expense of it? Did you overextend yourself? Like think of spending way too much money at the holidays for gift giving to a point that it was a detriment to you because you wanted to feel a little more superior to the people that you were doing? Or did you take this vacation so you could show off to people? Did you remodel to show off to people? So look at that about yourself. And if that's something you can kind of connect to, you use that black moon before the new moon to release that, or use the new moon before you make your intentions, just to be like, that was kind of crappy what I did. I made a mistake. I'm learning from that mistake. I'm going to let it go so it doesn't bother me anymore, so that I can move on to newer intentions. And what are those new intentions? What new intentions should I focus on, especially when it comes to home, family, and the community? So we have the Tower here, and I love this Tower card. Shady Pines, that's where Sophia is, like the adult community she was living in that caught on fire. The first episode of Golden Girls, which is what forced her to move in with the rest of them. And if you know the Tower card, it is about the annihilation of a very important thing in your life to make room for something new. It's just a total let's get rid of it. And that in this deck, it's perfect because the fire burned Shady Pines and Sophia had to go live, and that was a whole new life. But we have reverse. I think right now, maybe because of this experience, maybe because of that vacation or the rebuild that you did in your life, and you're feeling really confident and feeling really good about yourself, and it's just something you can enjoy. Look at the stuff around you that doesn't give you that sense of joy. Let's say you remodel the kitchen and you feel awesome about it, and you want to cook, and you want to have parties and just kind of show off a little bit, but just, that happy home feeling that you have. And then you walk into, your living room and you're like, ugh, this is just terrible. Your bathroom, it's like, oh, this needs a remodel too. And take a step back, because again, as good as that makes you feel now, was it necessarily the right decision? And start deconstructing the things around you that you can make changes to. Let's set intentions for building something new where maybe you thought you didn't have the means, or you didn't have the idea to do something, and now you've got to work toward it. You've finished this project. What's the next project? You did this successfully. What do you want to bring that energy to again and rebuild something that maybe you've lost? Friendship that maybe you've lost touch. Relationship that you want to get back. Maybe a group of people that you used to hang out with and they're not there anymore. Do you want to reconnect that, or do we need to build something new? Do we need a new relationship? Do we need a new community? So think about that for your intentions that you're going to set on the new moon. What can I share in my community or collective? So 4 of Cups is usually, this is being dissatisfied with things. This is the universe bringing you new opportunities and new things that maybe you're just kind of taking for granted or not paying attention to. The universe wants you to be happy, wants you to live your best life, right? We've got it reversed. So when we're talking about what can I share in my collective and community, I'm feeling that we need to share some experiences, share some stories. I feel like this month you might connect with some people. Again, if we're talking about this, you did something very awesome that makes you feel very happy about the choices that you made, and you have a lot to work with, memories, but maybe you might have done it in a selfish or irresponsible way. It's possible. You might run into people that will look at what you've done and maybe feel a little bit of a resentment, or maybe feel a little bit of shame in themselves because they can't accomplish these things. And maybe it's time for you to take a step back, learn what you've learned from these experiences, and be able to share that with people and empower them. Show them it is possible. Share any mistakes that you've made so that they can learn from your mistakes, so they're not making the same mistakes. And then give them a lift up. Mentor them, be a leader, show them and teach them how they can accomplish awesome things. So going back to the remodeling, so you remodeled your kitchen and you have friends come over and they look at your kitchen and they're like, oh, this is so nice. I really wish I could do this. I want to do this too. But they automatically feel like they don't have the means or the ability. Teach them how you accomplish that. Teach them, or give them the names of the people that helped you work your project that maybe saved you some money or that just did a really good job for you, or connect them with your network so that they can tap into the resources that you have too. And I think doing that will feel more rewarding. It won't feel like you're being superior over people. It'll feel like you genuinely want to help somebody accomplish what you've accomplished and bring them up versus making them feel inferior. If that makes sense. What boundaries do I need to reinforce? What self-care should I focus on? Six of Cups is a happy card. It can be very nostalgic. There is a lot of nostalgia here. It's looking into the past and doing it in a way that brings joy, that's reflective. If we're doing on like what boundaries we need to do, what self-care we can focus on, part of that is for you not looking in your past and dwelling there. That's going to be self-care for you. I think this project that you've completed, or this, vacation, or whatever this is for you, was very empowering and made you feel like you did accomplish something that maybe you couldn't have accomplished if you saw yourself a year ago, right? Reflect on that. Who were you a year ago, and what changed that this became possible for you? And now you're here and you know that you can accomplish these things. What's your next step? So that self-care is to not dwell in the past and be here in the present and reflecting on what you have now and how that can lead to the future. Six of Cups can get, when it's reversed, can get you stuck in the past and not necessarily in a good way. There's nostalgia and then there's regret. That's not the regret card, but it can get you stuck. So be present about the experiences, like bring this especially to the present and the feeling that it feels to be so accomplished, and how can we bring that forward into the future. And then we have the Empress reversed. There's Dorothy, she's the Empress. A lot of motherly energy there. This position is, where should I look for new truths and insights? Especially going into the full moon in Aquarius. Again, we are trying to amplify. We're trying to build something, especially when it comes to intellectual pursuits and connecting with the collective, but also doing it in a way that we don't force ourselves too much. One of the things about Aquarius is an air sign. It's very chatty. It loves to communicate. It loves bringing people together. It's a connector. But the detriment to Aquarius is sometimes pushing so far into a community situation that you revert into isolation. And that's what I think the Empress reversed is saying right here. Upright, the Empress is about growing and building new things and nurturing things that you are building. When it's reversed, sometimes it can feel like you are pushing so much into your growth sometimes that it kind of rubber band, you know, when you take a rubber band and you stretch it and you let it go and it just like snaps back, and that can lead to some isolation. And then we're going back into this like nostalgia thing where we're kind of stuck in the past a little bit and not looking to the future. So for July, the new insights I want you to look for, especially when you are going to be getting a lot of messages with that Mercury Cazimi. We're coming up to Lionsgate. So you're going to be getting a lot of patterns that astrologically are supposed to help you learn and grow. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there in a new way. This isn't going to be a time for you to push and grow on things, because this is a growth card, right? This is like, I did a lot of cool stuff and now I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor. This is like, okay, it's time to kind of start letting the things that you've grown, you know, go back to the earth, right? Be a little introspective. We're going into an introspective season here pretty soon. I think the key things that you're going to look for are when you are given an opportunity to take a project or an opportunity. I think this is pulling me back to more self-care as far as insights. I think you've done a lot of pushing this year. It's going to be a time for you to rest and enjoy yourself. I think the insights that I am seeing for you this month are going to be some opportunities for you to do some sort of community events that are going to lead up to the holidays, like toward the end of the year. So October, November, December, I think you're going to have either, you're going to be hosting some parties, or you're going to be putting some community events together, and you are going to be a big part of that. You're going to bring some of that leadership over here into that. I don't think the messages are going to be here until toward the end of July for you on that, and that's okay, but it's going to be an opportunity. You're going to know what it is because you're going to just feel like, oh yeah, I could totally do that because of what I've accomplished over here. I know how to do that. I have those skills. There's something new for me to play with. Here's something for me to move forward with. So I think at the end of July, you are going to get some sort of message or some sort of opportunity to be able to put together some sort of community event. So look out for that. And those new truths are just basically what you did really well this year already. So I hope that resonated for you. If there's anything particular that did, I'd love for you to put it in the comments. And if you want a deeper reading with me, I have a link in the description to my Ko-fi, and love to help you out a little further and a little more personalized. Thanks again, guys, for spending your time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome, Group 3. You selected pile number 3 with the Amethyst Generator and the Shadowscapes Tarot deck. We're looking at community and spiritual insight. The Amethyst is here to give you some focus, but also to kind of protect your energy. And considering July, we're still in Mercury Retrograde, and we're going to go through a lot of emotional stuff with the Cancer energy that is big, big, big. And then we're going to go into Leo, and there's going to be a lot of spiritual downloads, spiritual insights that are going to be going on. So let us see what that means for you. So we're going to do a quick shuffle. These cards are really jumpy today, but they're not telling me where to stop yet. But they are jumping all over. Oh, there we go. Okay. What hidden truths or emotional patterns do I need to uncover? We have the Chariot reversed. What can I release? We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. What new intentions should I focus on when it comes to the home, family, and my community? We have 10 of Wands. How can I share in the collective or my community? We have the Moon reversed. What boundaries do I need to reinforce, or what self-care do I need to focus on? We have the Fool. And where should I look for new truths or insights? We have 5 of Cups. Okay. This is a very pretty reading, but it is all over the place. So we're going to start with what hidden truths or emotional patterns do I need to uncover. We have the Chariot reversed. And usually the Chariot is about like maintaining control on your directions, on balance, on power, especially willpower. When it's reversed, it usually means that an overexertion of willpower or a prediction that you have things under control and then things went haywire, right? So hidden truths, emotional patterns to uncover, and just based on the other cards I'm looking at, there is a lot of chaos here. I think we just need to take a step back. This is your July reading. I think up to this point in the year, it's like you're spinning plates, right? You've had so much going on that you've lost some discipline, that you've lost some control, that you've lost composure. Things went a little haywire this year, and it got a little messy, but I feel like almost like you're one of these Alice in Wonderland characters where everything, like, oh, I've got this under control. Like, I've got plenty of time. I can do this. I can handle this. I can handle that. I can handle that. And I think you're at where it's not controllable anymore. This is going to be, this reading is a lot about the hidden truths that are really, really, there's just so much loss of control here. We need to take a breather. So why don't we do that right now? Just take a deep breath. Let's just start with some reflection. Look back on the last 6 months. If you really want to do some homework, make a list of all the things that you've attempted to accomplish. Just start with the last month, and if you can go further, awesome. But you've, like, tasks that you were given, events that you ran, people that you taught, family life that just went a little haywire, relationships that went a little haywire. Make a list. It's going to feel overwhelming and a little disheartening at first, but it's for a good purpose. Because looking at the rest of this, and we'll get into it, if we actually dive down to why that led to some chaos and why that led to overwhelm, and if we really dug deep on why that happened and take responsibility for it, there is so much to learn. There is so much to grow from here. there's just a wealth of knowledge in the mistakes of this year. Absolutely, 100%, in a good way, but it's gonna leave some sore spots. Let's just say that. Okay, what can I release? We have Ace of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Pentacles is usually an awesome card for starting new projects, especially financial projects around the home. The feeling of building something new that can bring you some money or that can help your family feel a little more stable and good at home. But we are reversed. What can we release? I think here there was maybe a misuse of some finances, possibly. I'm feeling that it might be the misuse of maybe other people's finances, or maybe, the energy I'm getting is you spent your kid's college fund on a business opportunity that didn't go right. Like, that's the energy I'm getting. If that resonates with you on something where there was just a misuse of something that wasn't necessarily 100% yours, and now you're trying to dig that up or bury it, I mean. It's sitting here in, what can I release? This can't be taken back, and that sucks. But if we're going back here, this is about taking responsibility and knowing that the actions were yours and yours alone and not anyone else's fault. And if you can release the perception of that other people had an effect on this, everything that happens in your life ultimately is your responsibility. The caveat is well, I couldn't control that the tornado hit my house and destroyed it. That's not my fault. But if you dial it back to, well, you chose to live in that space that has tornadoes. You chose to live in the house that maybe isn't tornado proof, So if you dial back everything to that, it's my responsibility. And there is such a release in knowing that fact. And when you know that fact, everything is in your control ultimately. I mean, the Chariot reverse is about too much control and too much pushing, but in an external way, not in an internal way. So I think if we let go of the fact that it wasn't someone else's fault, it was my fault, that is going to be very freeing for you. So we have a new moon in Cancer coming up. The new moon is a fantastic time for release, and then for intentions. We're going to intentions here. But spend that time just releasing the fact that, other people are not controlling my destiny. How about that? Release the guilt, release the shame, release, the judgment. And it will feel so much better, especially in Cancer, because Cancer is about deep emotional stuff you got to deal with. Okay? All right. Now we're going over to what new intentions should I focus on, especially when it comes to home, the family, and the community. Oh boy. So we got 10 of Wands, and this is a really pretty card, isn't it? But the 10 of Wands is usually a card of burden. Wands in the beginning, because it's a fire energy, it is all about potential and action and trying new things and energy going and celebrating that. And the 10 of Wands sometimes can be about, I did this too much. So now I have to carry the load of all the actions I've ever taken. And that's why it lines up so much with what's going on here. But when I talk about what you can release, your intention should be, how can I lighten my burden? This all feels so overwhelming. This energy is so overwhelming, and thank goodness you need to get yourself a piece of amethyst. If you already have one, awesome. You need to be carrying it with you. If you don't have one, find one. Make it your friend, because this is about protecting your energy. This whole reading, we are talking about protecting your energy. And part of that is acknowledging the stuff you've done, how it's burdened you, how it's burdened other people, especially going here because I'm talking about friends, family, and community, right? Not only do you feel burdened, but you've placed burdens on other people. So your intentions this month at the new moon in Cancer is, how can I release my burdens? Like, what does that mean? What are those intentions? And connect with the feelings of that, feeling lighter. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack, like you've been hiking for 20 miles with 50 pounds on your back and carrying 2 heavy suitcases. That's what it feels like, this energy. Your intention should be releasing that and letting go of the burden, putting the suitcases down, the suitcases you don't need. That's guilt and that's shame. The backpack is stuff you think you need, but maybe you can lighten that load. Go through that backpack. What can I remove? To a point maybe that you have the energy to carry someone else's load a little bit too. You know, how can you help your community? How can you release all this stuff that's stopping you up so that you can help others? Okay, so how can I share in the collective or community? And we have the moon reversed. And the moon's really about inner wisdom, getting deep within yourself, doing the shadow work, uncovering mysteries about yourself. But we are reversed, of course. So it usually means a resistance to digging deeper, and that's why you have homework. Because you need to spend this time in this Cancer energy to really evaluate and go deep within yourself. I think this being here, how can I share my collective and community, is, although this is supposed to be an introspective reading for you and digging deep for you, maybe go to the people that you trust and that you care about in your community. Maybe go to those people that you misused or gave them burdens. Go to those people and ask them. Ask them questions. And it's not going to feel awesome, but things like, how did I make you feel in this? How can I make this better? What can I do to help you? And if you feel comfortable enough, ask them about your strengths and your skills, and maybe how you can utilize those to better everyone around you. Because they're there. You're going to feel really down emotionally with this stuff. And I don't want you to be in that space. That's just to be reflective. Not to put you down. Not to give you shame or guilt. But just to be reflective and to take responsibility and do it in a place where you can step forward more virtuously. Like, although we're going to dig deep here, if you started reading a little bit on Stoicism, that would open up a lot of that. It's not about what you did. It's just about taking responsibility and moving forward and living your best life, right? But we need to dig a little deeper. I think you're resisting that. What boundaries do I need to reinforce or self-care? Oh, joy. We've got the Fool. And the Fool's a great card for self-care and boundaries because it's that fresh new start. That's what is awesome about the new moon. I know I keep going on. New moon is going to be very big for you this month. So pay attention to the moon, new moon. If you can find a ritual online to do, awesome. But the new moon is a fresh start every month. Okay? We feel as humans that we don't get enough fresh starts, but we get a fresh start every month. Every month that we can make a fresh start and that we can release things that came in the past and we can start new intentions going forward. So the Fool is a perfect card for self-care right now. Your self-care is allowing yourself to start over, is allowing yourself to drop the suitcases, drop the bags, drop the burden, cleanse yourself of all this because this is driving you crazy. This is not healthy where this spot is right now. Allow yourself a fresh start, a fresh new set of eyes. And usually the Fool has a little companion to help guide, and that is you going to your community and finding forgiveness in yourself, hopefully finding forgiveness in them, but ultimately finding forgiveness in yourself to have that fresh start and to move forward. And that's where you need to set those intentions. And then focus on those intentions at least for 30 days till the next new moon. Okay? You can do this. I have faith in you. Protect that energy. All right, and where should I look for new truths and insights? And we have the Five of Cups. See, these cards are crazy, but Five of Cups is usually the regret card. It's usually where we focus so much on the things that we've lost that we don't necessarily focus on the things that we already have that are right in front of us. And that, I think, is where that fresh start comes from. So when we're looking at new insights now, we've been talking about new moon, but when we move into that full moon in Aquarius, ideally, we have some breathing room there. We've discovered the things that we need to work on. Maybe we've talked to our community and the people that we need some understanding from. We've given ourselves grace and permission to have a fresh start. So when we look at our insights, let's focus on the upright cups, not the ones that have fallen over. Okay? That's what that fresh start's all about. Not living in regret, not living in guilt, not living in shame, but being present, having gratitude, especially having gratitude for the things that you have, and for you having that community that's willing to be there for you and that's willing to trust you with things in their life. And we don't want to lose that trust. Okay? So when we go into that full moon in Aquarius, I want you to make sure that you're reflecting and looking for insights on ways to find more gratitude. You have your homework on, I gotta go check off all the things that I think I just totally screwed up. But then we go into the new insights of gratitude, and then we make a list of all the things that we are grateful for. And that's a hard thing to do. I'm not expecting you to make a giant list like that, but if you can just find 3 things every day just be grateful for, and that can be as simple as, I am so grateful for my cup of coffee. I am so grateful I got to hear this song on the radio, whatever that is. And then be grateful especially for your community and the people around you, and show that gratitude to them. It'd be really good. So I hope that resonated for you. If there's anything in particular that stood out, I'd love for you to share it in the comments. And if you want something more personal and in depth, I have my link in the description for my Ko-fi, and you can set up a reading with me. That'd be awesome. I appreciate you spending this time. I know this was kind of a tough love reading, and I apologize for that, but it's done in a beautiful way. And I hope it really helps, and I hope it resonates. So thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I'll see you in the next one.